Superpowers are real. Except everyone has them. The difference is when you get them. The stronger your power, the longer it takes to manifest. You are now 96 years old, and are still waiting. Everyone knows stress makes your powers manifest. Whether it's the stress of a difficult exam that gives you X-ray vision or the stress of falling from a cliff that allows you to fly, there is always a seminal event that leads to your powers. But that would be too easy. Skydiving instructors would make a killing if it was only stress that gave you your power. So, of course, time factors in as well. Age, to be exact. The older you are when your power manifests, the stronger they'll be. Most people don't even think about it. They have the rest of their lives to find out what the universe has in store for them. Me? I'm 96, the current Guinness World Record holder for unmanifested powers. I just hope I have enough time to savor in my extreme superpowers before I finally kick it, unless my superpower is eternal life. It's not all bad. I spend my days waiting and walking the younger ladies around the nursing home. Being a minor celebrity has its perks with the ladies, plus they're always so impressed with my mobility at my old age. Time is on my side here, all the old men have chicken legs, so mine don't stand out nearly as much as they used to. We walk and reminisce about our younger days. They tell me the stories of how they manifested and show off their powers to me, vases flying around our heads, weather going from overcast and humid to mild and breezy in the blink of an eye. One lady could even tell me what dessert they were having for dinner each night so we could butter up the orderlies. But sometimes I have to wonder why my powers didn't appear earlier. It's not like I had a stress-free life. I was 5 the first time I thought they'd appear. My older sister was supposed to watch me when I chased our dog out into the street, right into the path of a car. I froze, closed my eyes, waited for my powers to appear as the car threw me down the street. One broken arm and concussion later determined that my powers had not manifested just yet. At 16, I was working the evening shift at a gas station. A masked man came in and held me at gunpoint while I emptied the cash register into his open backpack. Somewhat anticlimactically, he left, and the police assured me my superpower was not being very friendly with strangers to the point where they won't murder you. Apparently this particular robber was well known to carry an empty gun, and his superpower was convincing people that he was about to kill them. He wasn't very smart, honestly, but he did very well in prison after they caught him. When I was 26 and my then girlfriend almost drowned, I thought I would manifest for sure. Especially since I made the mistake of trying to help her and she dragged me down with her. I went in to save her because the lake honestly wasn't that deep, so it wasn't a huge surprise when I hit the bottom. I waited a few seconds to see if anything would happen, but when it was clear this wasn't a stressful enough event, despite the fire she was spewing up top, I grabbed her ankle and walked along the bottom to a shallower area, dragging her along with me. Not very glamorous, I'll admit, but we both lived. The most frightening one was during the blizzard, when we were watching my granddaughter Sarah. She started vomiting and seizing, but May couldn't get the car started. I wrapped Sarah in blankets around my chest to stay warm and I set off for the hospital, fighting the snow the whole way. My legs got colder and colder, and even though I could see the hospital it just seemed so far away, and weirdly dark. I couldn't even move my feet anymore, I was just blindly putting one foot in front of the other, hoping that when I collapsed the hospital would see my jacket against the snow in time to save Sarah. I woke up in the hospital, ripped out my IVs and rushed out of the room screaming Sarah's name. I checked the room next to me and the one after that before I registered what the nurses were yelling at me. With the stress of the illness and the walk, Sarah had manifested with the power to control her body temperature. She was still young, so the best she could do was make her skin warm or cool to the touch of others, but it was enough to drive down her fever while the hospital administered medicine to reduce the seizures. The journey did not treat me as well, although we had made it to the hospital I had lost several toes and the tips of my ears. Now I wait for my powers to spring forth after 96 years. I just hope, as I fondly reminisce with my family and the ladies at the nursing home, that it's not the stress of death that brings them out. Guinness Book of World Records. Although Peter Harris was once expected to set a record for how long it took for his powers to manifest, an autopsy would reveal a severe neurological defect present at birth that made walking impossible. As he was capable of walking throughout his lifetime, up until the moment of death, Peter Harris is now known as the youngest person to have ever had powers manifest.